Exercise 6C, Pearson's correlation coefficient. So the learning intention is to calculate and interpret Pearson's correlation coefficient using technology to quantify the strength of a linear association of a sample. So we talked about this in exercise 6B. It is hard to sometimes decide whether something is positive, not positive, if it's strong, medium or weak. And luckily there is a calculation that we can do that will determine that for us. So we don't have to just make a guess. We actually have a number that will help. So this Pearson's correlation coefficient, which is R, that's what we're finding here. I should make that bigger. It can tell us if the association is positive or negative. Which is easier to determine by looking at a graph. So you don't necessarily need it for that, but it tells you anyway. So if the number comes out to be positive or negative, and it will also determine whether it's weak, moderate, or strong. Okay, so if it comes out, if R is 0, so it has no association. If R is a positive 1, or close to the positive 1, then it's positive, and if it's negative, obviously it's negative. So the closer you are to 1 is the stronger your association is. So, for example, a weak association would have an R of 0.3, moderate is 0.5, and 0.9 is strong. So the closer to 1 you are, the stronger you are. Okay. This table really breaks it up well. Okay, so anything between negative 0.24 and 0.24, there is no association. Okay, so there's not enough of association. Between 0.25 and 0.49 is weak. 0.5 to 0.75 is 0.74 is moderate, and anything between 0.75 and 0.99 is strong. Okay, and the same with the negative. Now, to get this number, you need to use your calculator. The steps are written here for you, but what I'm actually going to try and do is show you using my calculator and the camera, which I haven't done before, but I think this might help. So you'll have to follow on with your booklet to see what I'm entering and see the data, but you'll be able to see what buttons I'm pressing, hopefully. So let's just have a look at the data we're entering first so that we're on the same page. So it says this table below shows a foot length and height in centimetres for a group of students. So to find the correlation coefficient and then to classify the strength of the association. So we can do that one using the table once we find R. Now, you need to know what is independent and what is dependent. So in this case, the independent, which is your X, is a foot length. And then Y is the height. Okay. Alright, so let's see how this works. Hopefully it has been a while since I've done this, so let's have a look. Alright, here's my calculator. So it's on. Now this is on the black calculator. If you're using the silver Casio calculator, the steps in the booklet are actually for the silver calculator. So you'll have to change something. So mode. Now, in the booklet, it says you have to press 3 for stat. That's the silver calculator. If you're using the black calculator, which most of you have, you're pressing 2 for stat. So I'll edit that in a second. And then you want A plus BX, so you have to press number 2 again. Okay, so you want that one. So you're pressing number 2. And then you get like a table of values. So now we just have to enter our data. So 24.5, enter. And you have to kind of go back and forth. So I'll just very quickly enter all this data. It's good because you can check what you've entered as well. Now you will need to remember how to do this in an exam. This isn't given to you, but you'll get pretty good at it because you do it pretty regularly. Sorry, it's taking a little... But you should really, at the moment, be doing this at the same time to just make sure you know how to do it. Sorry. Okay, so I've entered 9 numbers, and just checking the table, there are 9, so I'm correct. Now, to find the correlation coefficient, now that that's entered, you can just press AC, and that stores it in your memory, okay? Now, you have to press Shift 1, sorry. Why isn't it working? Okay, so Shift 1, and then you want to go to Stat. So, so we're in Stat. We have to go to 5 for Reg, so we want to go to that. And then you want to get R, so you're pressing number 3, which is R. And that'll tell you that the Pearson's correlation coefficient is 0.9478. Now, let me show you again. Shift 1, and you press 5, and then you press 3, and you get that. Okay, and that's the number that we're looking for. All right, now, so find Pearson's correlation coefficient. It's 0.9478, blah, 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 blah. We don't need to round it. And now we can go back to this table. Okay, so it's positive. So up here somewhere, and it's here. It's in that column there. So that, therefore, B, it's strong, positive association. Okay, now just to go over those points again, what we pressed. Now you might have to press to Stat. This is dependent on your calculator. Okay, so that's for the black. And this is for the silver. Okay. So these are the different buttons. So AC is a button, Shift is a button, Stat, then you're finding that, and you're finding that, and that's how you get your answer. So practice that a few times, and watch over the video if you get stuck, or ask me for help. But you will need to remember how to enter all of that in an exam. You won't be given any steps on the calculator. Okay.